So the first thing I like to do whenever I'm getting ready to prepare my ribs for seasoning and getting them ready to smoke is I like to take some paper towels and I will pat them dry. It makes them a little easier to handle. We don't want the excess moisture at the moment. So I'll just pat that dry on the top and the bottom. Now it makes it just a little bit easier to handle. It's not so slippery. If you'll notice, on the bottom portion of your ribs, there's this membrane. Now this membrane is very tough, and as you cook the meat, it will tend to shrink up and it gets really chewy and really tough. We want to make sure that we eliminate this membrane, and that's going to help us have a little bit more tender ribs that, or get closer to that fall off the bone mark that everyone's always talking about. One of the ways I like to do this, now there are many different techniques, but I like to take a spoon and I like to take the back edge of it to help me remove it from the bones. Now this isn't a very sharp edge, but it'll be just enough to push it up so I can get underneath it. I tend to start somewhere towards the middle. I'll find a bone, just like this, and I'll start scraping it. I'll make sure I have contact on the bone. I start scraping it down, and I push the end of the spoon right underneath. Now my goal is going to be to try to get all the way underneath, and you absolutely need fully thawed ribs for this. So as you can see, I've pushed all the way through. My next step is to take a finger and stick under it, and then I try to separate it with my second finger, and I pull both ways, and I try to make sure I don't have any marks in it. If I break through it and leave kind of a mark, it'll start to tear, and then I don't get the whole piece off. So now I have the full membrane removed. I've got it intact. There are some people that like to make cuts in it and leave it on there. I'm not a big fan of that. It's easier just to take it all off. Now you've got a good clean surface. This will also keep the seasonings from penetrating into the meat. So the more surface area that's covered with the seasoning, the better quality product you're going to get. So I have 3 more racks to do like this. I'll go ahead and take care of these, and then we'll be right back for the seasoning portion.